Good morning.
Esteemed Professor Dua, Mr. Nanda, Professor Pandey, distinguished guests, delegates, people from the academia, researchers, members of the media, and dear students. On behalf of Jaipuria School of Business, I welcome you all to today's conference. At the outset, I would like to thank the Honourable Union Minister for State for Finance, Shri Santosh Gangwarji, for encouraging us to hold this conference on a very contemporary concern of our present society and government. How to accelerate the development of India by leveraging technology for expanding financial inclusion in India. Honourable Minister could not be physically present here this morning, but his gesture of sending a video address, which we all saw, for this conference shows his interest and commitment to the cause of the conference and to this very theme. Interestingly, technology has made it possible for him to share his thoughts with us at this appointed hour. Today, India stands at the threshold of an opportunity to make history. Many pundits had predicted at the time of India's independence that 21st century will belong to India and China. The bane would turn into a boom for these highly populous countries. Population growth in these countries was considered a bane that kept increasing the circle of poverty despite the progress in democracy, education, science and technology. But everything changed rapidly in the last 4 decades, and the new inventions in the field of information technology. Access to information, knowledge, finance and technology has become the key drivers of development. Opportunity for growth is getting democratized. The halo of Oxbridge education system has been symbolically replicated and equaled by digital education learning. Our Honourable Prime Minister's vision and foresight has seen all doubts regarding the power, potential and impact of leveraging digital technology for democratizing access to all resources for development of our country. The roots for all, opportunity for all, however, ladies and gentlemen, lies in the easy and equitable access to finance. India has been witnessing major policy initiatives by successive governments, which have created a solid base for accelerating financial inclusion, and time has now come for a big push in financial inclusion. Allow me to recount a few of these landmark initiatives that have been taken. To go rural mandate by State Bank of India and other banks, the bank nationalization which was mentioned, the cooperative banking movements, the self-help NGO movements, the sprout of microcredit societies, the birth of NABARD, the establishment of rural banks and crop insurance schemes, the introduction of credit cards, the introduction of ATM banking, the Aadhaar card, and the inland passport, the format of Bandhan Bank, the Jan Dhan Yojana, etc., and the emergence of post offices as alternative banks, the rise of internet and mobile banking, have all been major initiatives which we have seen in the last 4 decades. Undoubtedly, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana scheme, initiated in August 2014, provided financial inclusion by ensuring access to financial services to the vast section of disadvantaged and low-income group, has been the most disruptive policy. As mentioned by the Minister, more than 20 crores accounts with deposits in excess of 30,000 crores had been opened under the scheme. The share of the non-operative accounts having zero balance has come down dramatically, with the direct bank transfers of central and state subsidies and funds under the Narendra LPG subsidy and the public distribution system schemes, etc. The introduction of the Aadhaar card in 2009, which provides a unique identification code of proof and identity of a person, has enabled bridge the gap of basic identity and documentation with regard to birth certificate or proof of age and address of the person. Aadhaar card today is playing a vital role in driving focused direct transfer of payments to the beneficiaries. The role of technology and its adoption by the banking sector has made significant improvements to the consumer experience and has helped in expanding the reach in rural India. The interventions made by the Reserve Bank of India in harnessing technology has played a pivotal role in improving the front-end operations as well as strengthening the back-end administrative process of the banks. The growth of ATMs has revolutionized the delivery mechanism and access to customers. With increased mobile penetration in India, along with access to internet, the reach of banking and payment services, especially in rural area, has increased significantly. With over 1 billion mobile users and a young population, banks will have to constantly adopt innovative ways and practices to reach out to the unbanked population. While supply is being augmented exponentially, creating awareness about digital and financial literacy amongst the masses is a major constraint which has to be addressed to ensure financial inclusion. The customers in rural and semi-urban areas should have adequate knowledge about the products and services being offered by the banks, as it will empower them to take informed decisions in terms of savings, borrowings, and investments. The RBI has taken various initiatives to scale up financial literacy programs by creating demand for the financial products and services being offered by the banks. Besides the above programs, like Digital India, Startup India, and Skill India are creating bigger opportunities for the youth to engage in activities and skills which make them future ready and will ensure sustainable incomes for them. The role of microfinance in education will inculcate habits of saving, credit insurance, leasing, money transfer, etc. amongst the rural unbanked population. It is strongly believed that when the villages become financially strong and resourceful, then only we as a country can attain high rank in the developed nations. The objective of this conference is to generate new ideas and new solutions for expanding financial inclusion and to march rapidly towards accomplishments of the Prime Minister's vision of the new India in 2022. When I was meeting the Honourable Minister, he mentioned to me that he'd like to get our inputs, and he told me that once the conference is over, he would like to meet the director and myself and want to understand what are the general impressions and the feelings with the senior people from the industry, from the research, from the academics have come out with, and we like to have a very detailed understanding and sharing about these things. So it was very encouraging and enthusiasm for us that he gave us a lot of time and he wants to understand the basic issues in a much more proactive manner. I once again welcome all of you and look forward to listening to the great ideas from great minds today. I thank the Honourable Minister as well as Dr. Dua, Mr. Nanda and Dr. Pandey and all the distinguished speakers and guests, media personnel for coming over here this morning and to participate in the conference. Thank you.